Welcome, dear viewer, to a Total Warhammer 3 video about the factions we are going to see in that new Warhammer game, what their starting positions are going to be, and when information about the races and everything is going to be released, including some speculation about the DLC after release, and of course the pre-DLC that has already been announced. And in case you're wondering why is this Hamster guy suddenly appearing here in English on YouTube, well, I'm actually a German YouTuber and I've been creating Total Warhammer videos for years now for the German community. Biggest Warhammer YouTuber there is in Germany, but which of course doesn't mean much. I mean, it's Germany, we don't have that many inhabitants. But I did this video in German and it even got English comments here, so and it's got amazing traction, this video, so I thought that I should share it with you as well, because I've not seen this kind of information on any English channel right now. So let us begin. What have we seen and what does it mean? Back in the beginning of January, we have seen the sign of renewal, the twin-tailed comet coming, which a celestial wizard has seen through a telescope, which was the announcement of Total Warhammer 3, followed quickly by a Kislev and Khorne CGI trailer. But this is not the only thing that we've seen. We've also seen the Grumny's Baldric, the sign of the warrior, the drummer, the sign of hedonism, the piper, the sign of the trickster, and Rise Cauldron, the sign of death and creation, within these very small and short teaser trailers. Here, Total War 3 Kingdoms died. Just mark this for fun. So, and as you know, the Warhammer world works in a way very similar to ours. So each of these star signs represent, or they show up in a different month in the Warhammer year. And the Warhammer year is also separated into 12 months, which correspond, unsurprisingly, to a month in our real world calendar. So in April, we see the sign of the warrior, which is, of course, Khorne. Then July, son of hedonism, it's Slaanesh. Son of the trickster in August, that's Tzeentch, and son of death and creation, which is Nurgle. So, and what have we seen in April, or at least shortly after April? Oh no, that's the wrong slide. Yeah, shortly after April, after some slight hiatus in content, in which we have received the free DLC, Rakath DLC, the Warhammer 1 and Beastman DLC in the White Dwarf, which was basically a guarantee that the next lore pack was going to be the Beastman and the Lizards. We've seen beginning of April lots of content, or not beginning, but end of April, beginning of May, lots of content showing Khorne and Kislev. And now, since the Warhammer 2 lore pack has been released, we'll of course see lots of content for this until mid of June, and then the community will be totally hyped for this new DLC, and everyone will be happy because all the content creators will show lots of stuff about the new units. But then we will going to have some more news about Total War 3, and that is in July, when we'll see our first trailer and first information about the faction, the Chaos faction of Slaanesh. And then in August, the sign of the trickster, we will see Tzeentch. Then there is some pause here, and this will be the time where we will be able to play the pre-LC for the pre-orders of Total Warhammer. And then in October we will finally see the last Chaos faction, which is Nurgle. And I think, well, that's a quite sound argument, and I think this is how it's going to be, because Total Warhammer Creative Assembly will want to milk that hype train until there is nothing left. You know, also I've got some additional interesting speculation and information you might want to have here. I also think that each of these Chaos factions that will be announced will have a primary opponent they battle against. And these you can see here. So, I believe that Slaanesh will have as a primary opponent the Chaos Dwarves, Tzeentch will have as a primary opponent the Cathai faction, while Nurgle will primarily be an opponent of the Ogre Kingdoms. I mean, obviously it's not only these the primary opponents, but when we look at the world map, I think this becomes very apparent. We know that Kislev will be north of the Empire, that's that red dot here on the left side. We know Cathai will be on the east here, Grand Cathai, that's where China is in our world, and the Ogre Kingdoms in between, and then the Chaos Dwarfs. And they will be ordered like this from west to the east. And I mean, if you look at this world map, it's obviously clear that the pre-LC will be the Chaos Dwarfs, and the other faction that has not been revealed so far, but will be revealed, I'm very sure that will be the Ogre Kingdoms, because otherwise the Warhammer map does not make any sense. And Katai, obviously that's going to happen. So each of these factions will have a primary opponent based on what we've seen in Kislev so far. Kislev will fight primarily Khorne, which will have their entry and their real world region here north of Kislev in the northern wastes. Then we'll have on the other side the Chaos Dwarfs, which I think will primarily fight Slaanesh. Kathai will primarily fight Tzeentch, and Nurgle will primarily fight the Ogre Kingdoms. And to be honest, yeah, I guess there can be some argument that these Chaos faction may be switched around, but I think that how it is going to be. And why do I think it's going to be? I think it's definitely going to be Slaanesh versus the Chaos Dwarfs, because Chaos Dwarfs we'll see the first Chaos Dwarf trailer in July as the primary opponent of Slaanesh, because with Norsca also the first trailers appeared roughly 2 months before you could actually play the pre-LC for the Norscan, and so I think this will coincide. And I also think, as it has been with Kislev and Khorne, there will be a primary opponent for each of these factions. So in August we'll have Tzeentch versus Katai, and then in October we'll have Nurgle versus the Ogre Kingdoms. And you may say, oh my god, Hamster, what are you saying? Creative Assembly has only announced like 4, 5, 6 factions, and the Chaos factions are totally different. But no, this is not what I think. I mean, the Chaos factions are a bit different. They're more different than Arkan the Black's faction from the rest of the Tomb Kings, but it's not like they're totally different. They're maybe a bit more different than normal sub-factions, but I mean, you will have Chaos Warriors for each of these. You'll have Chaos Barbarians for each of these. I mean, ones are the red ones, the Khorne ones, have a bit more melee attack, a bit less melee defense. Nurgle will have more defense, maybe regeneration or poison, and Tzeentch may have Chaos Warriors with magic attacks, and Slaanesh might be a bit faster and stuff, but they don't have that many demons. I mean, you see the Flash Tearers and these Molochs, and then maybe Chaos Gargoyles and the Cannon, and that's basically it. It's a bit not too much, in my opinion. Okay, you may also get the chaos corrupted versions of the Beastman, but they'll also be basically the same in different colors with slightly changed stats. But to me, that's not enough, and I think they need more. And they are going to show us more content. And yeah, why the Chaos Dwarfs? The Chaos Dwarfs, obviously, they fit right in here into the faction window. Chaos Dwarfs, Ogre Kingdoms, Katai. If you don't include the Ogre Kingdoms, you have this really strange missing piece in your Warhammer map, and I don't think Creative Assembly will do this. Additionally, as other YouTubers have shown, when you look at the current map of the Warhammer world, there is a very suspicious cutout here in the east, and that is the area of the Chaos Dwarfs. And so this, I mean, the Creative Assembly team will not have to do a lot of changes here. They can just add some world map features, some new provinces, and add the Chaos Dwarfs in here, and everything is done, and it fits right in with the lore and everything. So I mean, Chaos Dwarfs is confirmed. I know some people think it's Lahmia. Lahmia may appear as a new faction, but come on, you're really interested. Nobody wants to see Lahmia. I mean, it's just another vampire faction. That's so boring. At least in my opinion. I mean, for everyone will root for the Chaos Dwarfs. That's going to be the shit. And just like that, I might have to censor that. I don't know how this is in English speaking channels with the swear words. It's not that bad in Germany. We don't care about it. And same with the Ogre Kingdoms. I think they're going to delay release information about the Ogre Kingdoms until the last moment to get the hype train really going in October, and then there will be a release of Total Warhammer in November, December to get the Christmas Christmas purchases, Christmas sales in here. Yeah, So of course you can argue, well, the Chaos factions do not really exist in the real realm. They live in a different realm, like in the Immaterium, if we want to use that term from the 40k universe. But of course at some point, in some position, they have to cross into the real world, and I think the primary locations will be at these positions. I think Khorne and Slaanesh will be definitely here. You may argue that Nurgle and Tzeentch might be reversed here at these positions, but I think Katai itself has some quite Tzeentch skulls included, so I think this might be suitable so that they fight against each other here. Then, of course, for Warhammer 3 DLC, there are some obvious DLC choices coming. That is Warhammer Nippon and the Kingdoms of Ind, as well as the Kingdom of Koresh may also come, and the Dogs of War, which are fan favorites. Particularly Warhammer Nippon is something I definitely expect. I mean, Creative Assembly is currently working on the new fantasy version of Three Kingdoms, because Three Kingdoms is dead. No, the new Three Kingdoms will appear. So, I mean, they're just going to copy and paste the new Three Kingdoms game into Warhammer. It's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that, so they can reduce their total workload. I'm not sure whether they will do it like that, but I think that's, I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to have China, Warhammer China here, they're going to have Warhammer Nippon, and have a completion of, well, basically a correlation of the Warhammer world and their fantasy and their real world games here. So, yeah, also, yeah, I hope you like this speculation. What do you think of this release schedule? I think it makes a lot of sense. That's why I wanted to share it with you. Also, if you like this kind of thought-out content, you may subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to add all the tutorials and all, for example, army tutorials and unit interface and everything tutorials I made in German, translate them to English, make new versions of them within the next weeks. Here, for example, I show you how it looks like when I do a flesh shield, or how I interpret the different infantry versions and what the unit prices are: flesh shields, line infantry, line breakers, and elite. Make some videos about how to use them and discuss their usages in armies, so you don't have to be too, so you're not too overwhelmed with all these different units types, because most of them can fit into some neat window and have uses which you can apply for all these armies in some way. So, and just to tell you that this is not something I'm making for the first time. When I did my first speculation video, it was actually end of February, beginning of March, where I did my first speculation already based on that. Of course, back then we didn't know that the Beastman and Lizard DLC would be coming, but shortly thereafter, after the free Rakar DLC and Warhammer 1 Beastman DLC in White War was released, then it was basically clear one faction would definitely be the Beastman here in the last faction DLC. Back then I thought Ogre Kingdoms and Katai would be released much earlier, but of course now I see, I mean, when they push this back a bit. So yeah, I hope you liked this speculation video. Maybe you can take something home, or maybe you'll be hyped as well. This is currently the Hamster hype train. Hope you like it. Hamster hype hypothesis. Put your comments into the comment section below. Looking forward to your input. What do you think? And I hope you like this new channel, and the content here will definitely be different from the stuff you see like on Turin or the Great Book of Grudges or Legend of Total War. I mean, they're great guys. Go and watch them. I still need to prove myself here in this community. Maybe I'll try my best. So, see you around. Hope you liked it, and goodbye.